Ethan stood motionless. The photograph felt frozen in his hands. His eyes remained fixed on the smiling little girl. Lily, Emma's daughter. The words echoed inside his mind again and again. Nothing made sense. Not yet. Emma watched him quietly. Tears shimmered in her eyes. She knew what he was thinking. She knew the questions racing through his mind. Finally, Ethan spoke. When? His voice was barely a whisper. When did this happen? Emma looked down. 2 years ago. Ethan struggled to process the answer. 2 years ago. That meant long after she had disappeared from his life. Long after their relationship ended. A painful silence filled the air. Ethan looked back at the photo. Lily's smile seemed strangely familiar. The shape of her eyes. The curve of her cheeks. Something about her felt connected to him in a way he couldn't explain. Perhaps it was only his imagination. Or perhaps it was something more. Emma took a shaky breath. There is something you still don't know. Ethan slowly lifted his eyes. His heart began pounding again. What? Emma hesitated. Fear appeared across her face. The same fear he had seen earlier. The fear of revealing a truth that could never be hidden again. Ethan, she wiped away another tear. I wanted to tell you years ago. His stomach tightened. Tell me what? Emma looked directly into his eyes. And whispered, Lily is your daughter. The world stopped. The river, the wind, the city lights, everything disappeared. Only those 4 words remained. Lily is your daughter. Ethan stared at her, unable to move, unable to breathe, unable to think. No, the word escaped his lips automatically. Emma nodded through tears. Yes, no, his voice cracked. That's impossible. Emma reached into her purse once again. This time she removed several documents. Hospital papers, medical records, old photographs, and finally, a birth certificate. Ethan's hands trembled as he looked at it. Father's name, Ethan Parker. His knees nearly gave way. The truth was staring directly at him. For years he believed Emma had left because she stopped loving him. For years he believed their story had ended. Meanwhile, somewhere in the world, his daughter had been growing up. Without him, a wave of emotions crashed into him. Shock, pain, confusion, regret, and overwhelming sadness. Why? His voice broke. Why didn't you tell me? Emma began crying openly now. Because I was terrified. Terrified of what? Of losing you. Ethan looked at her in disbelief. You already lost me. Emma shook her head. No. Her voice trembled. I thought if I told you, you would give up everything. She looked toward the dark river. The treatments were getting worse. The doctors weren't sure I would survive. I didn't know if I would be alive long enough to raise Lily. Tears streamed down her cheeks. And I couldn't bear the thought of dragging you into that nightmare. Ethan closed his eyes. His heart ached, not only for Emma, but for Lily, a little girl who had spent 6 years growing up without knowing her father. A father who never even knew she existed. Does she know about me? He asked. Emma nodded slowly. A little. Ethan opened his eyes. What does that mean? Emma managed a small smile. Every night she asks about her father. His chest tightened. And what do you tell her? Emma looked at the photograph. I tell her he is brave. A tear rolled down Ethan's face. I tell her he is kind. Another tear followed. And I tell her that if fate is kind, one day she will meet him. Ethan could no longer hold back his emotions. He turned away, trying to compose himself, trying to breathe, trying to understand how 6 years of his life had vanished without him knowing. Then Emma spoke again. There is one more thing. Ethan froze. Another secret. How many more were there? Slowly he turned around. Emma looked frightened, more frightened than before. What now? He asked. Emma's voice barely emerged. Lily doesn't know the truth yet. What truth? Emma swallowed, then answered softly. She thinks her father doesn't want her. Ethan felt as if someone had stabbed him in the heart. No, the word escaped immediately. She believes I never wanted her. Emma nodded through tears. It was the only explanation I could give without revealing everything. Ethan covered his face. The pain was unbearable. Somewhere nearby, a little girl believed her father had abandoned her. And she was completely wrong. Because if he had known even for a single day, he would have crossed the world to find her. Suddenly Emma grabbed his hand. Her fingers felt cold, very cold. Ethan looked up. Something was wrong. Her face had become pale. Far paler than before. Her breathing seemed uneven. Emma, she forced a weak smile. I'm okay. But she wasn't. Ethan could see it. A moment later her body swayed. The photograph slipped from her hand. Then everything happened at once. Emma collapsed. Emma. Ethan rushed forward and caught her before she hit the ground. Her eyes fluttered weakly. Her breathing became shallow. People nearby began shouting. Someone called for an ambulance. Ethan held her tightly. Fear consumed him. Not again. Not now. He had just found her. He had just discovered he had a daughter. And now he might lose everything before he even had a chance to fix it. As the sound of distant sirens echoed through the night, Emma opened her eyes one final time. She looked at Ethan. A single tear rolled down her cheek. Then she whispered something that sent a chill through his soul. You need to find Lily. To be continued.